New on Curiosity Stream. How do you connect a 16th century potato to limitless energy production? Could Napoleon's toothpick have a direct link to a machine that predicts the future? And how can a 1700s conch shell chart a course to humans connecting their brains to the internet? James Burke's visionary series Connections returns for a new generation. Experience all new Connections. With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at curiositystream.com.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J360 Mini Bites here on J360 Radio, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is up? This is J-Man, of course, here for Mini Bites 155. Soon enough, this series will be at the 200 mark, and I just can't wait. You know, all sorts of milestones are within reach on every single J360 show. So, you know, like, even the J-Man show is about to hit 300 eventually. So it's just like, hey, we are climbing up that mountain. And not to mention, Jams will be hitting 60 by next year. So I'm looking forward to a lot of things, guys. Yeah, I want to go ahead and take a moment and say apologies for my lateness, though. That tree took a little longer to put together than I thought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but hey, after so much time, I finally got it up. And let me just tell you this, like, has Christmas been kind of this year? Like, you know, I was riding around one of my hometowns. Yeah, I lived in a lot of areas in Delaware. But get this, like, I rode around one of my hometowns, and I saw they didn't even have any Christmas decorations up. Like, you know, back in the day, they used to have, like, all sorts of, like, every shop had, like, a Christmas design to it, you know what I mean? Like, the spirit was there, and then the atmosphere was a little different. Yeah, people were still crazy, and you couldn't find parking like anything, but, you know, there was something fun about it, though. Like, everybody was all in the mix and enjoying it, but this year, like, much like last year, you know, disillusionment must have settled in. And this time, I think it actually is staying around, because, you know, something is a bit off. You know what I mean? And I can't go to retail and say, like, oh, it's their fault and all that kind of stuff, because they got enough problems as it is. I mean, for one thing, think about it. They're listening to the same songs, different remixes, by the way, but the same songs on and on and on. And anytime Mariah Carey's Evil song starts to pop up in there, of course they go crazy. I mean, I remember liking that song at least once, and then all of a sudden it became what it became, and hell no. You know? But all in all, though, like, it's not, like, a lot of crazy things happen during the holidays. I get it. Like, you know, a lot of people are still trying to survive Thanksgiving, for goodness sake, you know? And then there are people that are less fortunate. They can't go ahead and enjoy it as much as, like, say, you and I could. Or, like, there's a whole list of factors of why people don't dig the end of the year, let alone, like, the holidays in it. And I totally get it. But, you know, deep down the inside, though, at the same time, I can't practice disillusionment like that. You know, Christmas for me has always been a time to party. It's been a time to just enjoy yourself. In addition to, like, you know, any way you want to. Like, I mean, think about it. Anytime you can go ahead and offend people and stuff, and you don't really have to try, especially nowadays, you know, you might as well just do your own damn thing. And as I was gone for at least a week, you know, I was working on a few things. Well, you see J360 Productions has changed quite a bit. And you guys are going to be seeing traces of it flying around. Not to mention, like, all the stuff for J360 Radio, which, by the way, for those of you that were wondering if I'm leaving Spreaker or not, I'm not. Nope. This is the station until the foreseeable future. This is where we're going to be at. So don't you worry about that, you know? And as a matter of fact, I started talking to them about, like, the next steps on, like, some of the big moves I'm going to be making in 2023. So, you know, hey, you ain't got to worry about it, guys. We're going to be here. You see what I'm saying? No point in actually just taking off anywhere right now, especially if it seemed like, you know, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like that's a good opportunity to go ahead and get somewhere, but no. We're going to stay here. We're going to grow. We're going to make things happen. So if you haven't liked and subscribed to J360 Radio yet, I highly suggest you go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? Because there's a whole wealth of content here, and not to mention more coming down the pipeline. And, you know, I'm not done producing jams yet. Speaking of which, yes, it is Jams Week. And then, you know, it's going to be lit I like to say. And for those that want to submit tracks, you can. It's open to all musicians. So if you have 2 tracks that you want to send, please do. But just note that the deadline is tomorrow at no, it's not tomorrow. I'm all messed up here. I got a day ahead. But the deadline is actually Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, okay? That way so I can have all the final checks and all the stuff scheduled, and then we're ready to go. You know what I mean? It's not a Milestone Mega Mix, but it's going to be on that same length as all the other jams were, except for, 57. 57 was a short and sweet symphony. So, the way that worked. And then not to mention, I'm looking forward to a lot of people that I haven't met being on the show. Let's just all have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I can at least bring you that holiday cheer, which is why I'm a little late right now, because I'm telling you, I was actually going through the month of December not putting the tree up. I was like, how the hell is this even a thing? I kind of like the tree lights, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about getting anything because I can always, buy and spoil a lot of stuff on the way to the holiday, you know what I mean? But at best, I was like, yeah, you gotta spruce this thing up, And, just because we're all not necessarily kids anymore doesn't mean we can't have, can't be young at heart, you know what I'm saying? So there's got to be a little bit of moments where, make life worth living. Make things fun if you can. Just a little bit at a time. And I'd rather go out doing that sort of scenario. Just people are on Twitter always debating about Die Hard. What about just shut up and enjoy the damn movie? What about, Lethal Weapon? Hey, shut up and enjoy the damn movie. Or any of these movies that have, a Christmas theme in it. It still counts. I don't give a damn, whoever made the movie comes up and says, well, it's not a Christmas movie, blah, blah, blah. I think, whatever the hell you want to do during the holidays, as long as you're not hurting or, maiming somebody, you're fine. Know what I mean? Every damn year people do that stuff. It used to be a fun debate. Nowadays, this stuff's not fun anymore. It's just beating a dead horse. But then again, what's really funny to me is how everybody's losing their stuff because Twitter allegedly is in trouble. You know what I mean? Whether it's somebody coming up behind the scenes saying that Elon Musk is a jerk, and then saying that, oh my God, I just got verified and I can't, I can't see myself going down the tubes at this point. Who cares? It's a website. It just goes to show how people will go insane over a man-made object. You know what I mean? But as I say, even with all the problems that somebody could go through, and even with all the issues that somebody could go through, ain't nothing more abused than the internet these days with all the selfish things on it. If you really think about it. And we all have our problems. We all have our lots. I'm getting over a few things right now as we talk. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm still alive. I'm still happy. Still got things to do. And I'm focusing on all that. Not to mention making great content for you guys. So hopefully, you learn something and you're inspired. And then, you know what? Here's the thing. Just go ahead and give, a little random act of kindness if you can. Isn't that the goal? Aren't we supposed to be about, kindness and all that jazz? Or are we sitting here arguing about who's right or whatever these days? I think it's probably the second one because we ain't stopped that nonsense yet as a people, right? It's just funny as hell, why we're at this level. But all I can say is you know what? Got a lot of great things to do here. And speaking of which, Final Fantasy just celebrated its 35th anniversary. So if you don't feel old yet, wait, I'm 1 year older than Final Fantasy? How do you like that? Anyway, you know what I mean? It's just interesting. But yeah, so, as far as I'm concerned, I managed to get things back on its feet around here. Managed to get things even more official than usual. And then I also have this whole great lineup here. You got the mini bites happening right now. You got the J-Man show happening tomorrow. You also have, a special one-shot happening on Thursday. That one-shot is going to be pretty unique because guess what? You guys get to call in on that special. Mm-hmm. It'll be almost like a J-Man show and a little jams mix, if you will. But it's going to be pretty fun. And then, like I said, while I'm at it, when I say, hey, anybody got something to say, that's your code to actually call in the number. And you know what? Speaking of which, let's talk about your number for a minute. 240-903-1634. That is the number for J360 Radio, baby. and you see, you can hold on to it, remember that number, and then like, whenever I do like the call-in specials and one open mics, that is your time to chime on in and go ahead and say whatever the hell you want to say. You can give like some holiday cheer, or you can ask me some questions. I mean, it would be pretty fun. You know what I mean? We're just going to make this whole thing amazing as we can. And while we're on the subject here, Year's End is coming around soon, so that's a big deal. Like, all of the shows are going to be going about the year's end, and then like I'm thinking back on it, like some of the albums of the year, some of the games of the year that stood out. It's just going to be fun, guys. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what I have to bring to you, y'all. A lot of people have asked me not too long ago, like, what is the final decision on Twitch? Well, the final decision on Twitch is that, yeah, Twitch is the stage, baby. It's still here. Like, any of y'all want to do something for, like, on Twitch, just let me know about it. Like I always say, like, send me emails. Email j360productions@outlook.com. There is a reason why I have that, And a lot of y'all have asked me about Project Conference. That is coming next year. And I just got to say this, though. I know Friday the 13th is coming. You know Friday the 13th is coming. But not all of y'all can go ahead and request that date, okay? Stop it. Stop it right now. You understand what I'm saying? You got like a whole year and you guys are trying to shove yourself in one day. I'm like, stop, I made Project Conference for any creators to join me on things so that we can go ahead and interview, talk, and have a discussion. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be like, what Hangouts was originally, but Hangouts is in a whole nother different way right now. And like, me, Alan, Marco, and whomever is going to be the fourth chair on that show will be holding that down. We already got that covered. We took it over, baby. That's just the way it is. And not to mention, like with Project Conference, it's a new opportunity for anybody who hasn't been on Hangouts or anybody that wants to be interviewed can be on it. All you gotta do is like, request and then like send me an email once again and put like conference right there in the subject line so that I know what show you're talking about. Any of questions or whatever you got for any J360 show, just put the title of the show in the subject, okay? So that's how we'll go about this whole thing. For those that have been on Jams and stuff like that, like Jams is not being canceled. Jams has a lot of growth in it. You know what I mean? There's so many people I have not met when I made the show yet. Sorry about that. I'm actually working on something while I'm talking to you guys tonight. Same old adage, just about the same. You know what I mean? Just taking a break here, but I actually got to go ahead and get this done because this is really important to me. And then not to mention, we have, let's see. Speaking of which, about calling in on Jams, I remember somebody asking me a question about that. I don't know, there's a lot of things that happen on Jams, but hey, never say never. I'll probably do something really, really crazy with the episodes from here on out. But yeah, all I know is about more conversations, more interactions, and then like not to mention those of you out there who have been fans for a long time. You have a voice, use it responsibly though. Okay, I know. I'm asking a bit much for that, but as it is. Speaking of which, those of you have talked to me about like how the ads can be a bit much, and I totally get it sometimes. But here's the thing. We do have a plan in place, so you don't have to worry about them. But you're just going to have to stay tuned on that because we're going to roll that out next year. So it's a little bit of everything that's coming at you, but, you just got to stay tuned on a few things. And speaking of the one-shots, if you will, the one-shots are really a lot of R&D projects and then, like, series that you need to pay attention to that, a little bit of hush-hush, if you will. Yeah, so that's what I can tell you guys for right now. But all in all, I want to say this, though. However you go about the rest of the year, if you will, just live well, be happy, and enjoy yourselves. And once again, you know what? Don't stop listening to J360 Radio or watching J360 TV. Have a good time with it, okay? But until then, though, this is J-Man signing off. You guys take care for me, all right? Happy holidays, y'all. Peace.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.